Hey guys, in this video I wanted to show you how you can take a simple, uplifting, almost childlike melody and turn that into a terrifying horror score. Okay, so I've done a little bit of here's what I created earlier, I was going to say Peter Pan, but that's not Blue Peter style stuff. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this sort of little melody. It's a melody I've written in D major, and I'm going to show you the steps to take that simple melody into the realm of horror underscore. And it's really simple to turn something lovely and cheerful into something creepy. So let's just play in a simple melody in D major. That's not right. Something like that. Okay, I'm pretty impressed with that. That was mostly improvised. Mostly, I had the idea of the but there we go. There was a mistake in there. Where was it? That was that one. There we go. Right, so we've got our lovely little melody. It's on a Celeste, and I've put it in a little bit of space. Now that is to preempt it. So the first step to take it from what you would assume to be a lovely little thing is to have a drone. That is a simple harmonic played on the violin. I don't know, D4, something like that. Now, what a drone does is it gives you this feeling of waiting. That something is there. There's something hanging in the air. And in this instance, it feels magical. Because we've gone for this sort of lovely childlike instrument that kind of gives us this feeling of whimsy and magic. So you think, this is nice. And then if you start adding lower drones, it starts to feel a little bit different. Still not, still in the area of magic and whimsy. So then what you start to do is you go, okay, well, how about we add some drones that are moving away from the root note. Just slightly. You hear that? It's really subtle, and that's all it needs to be. You can either play that yourself, for me, like playing a drone that moves off the root note is incredibly easy because I'm terrible at the cello and violin. But, for this instance, I've used Spitfire's Olafur Arnold's strings, which have these dissonants in them, which are just fantastic. And I've done the same here. I've just loaded up a couple of other ones that play around the note that you're giving it. I mean, this itself is starting to feel creepy. Great. Then I'm using, obviously, these other things, which I'll get to in a minute. But let's do the thing which I know you're all looking for. You go, okay, this still sounds a little bit creepy, but it doesn't sound like... It sounds more like someone's on the turn. This good character is turning bad, but they're not quite there yet. Now, there's a couple of things you can do. The first thing we're going to do is take this melody and move up a semitone. So we're now in E flat major on the top of D major. I'm moving into a pretty unrelated key. You go, okay, let's see this sounds. hey, it sounds cool. You know, you could go from E flat to, or, you know, where am I thinking? I'm thinking F sharp. So let's try F sharp, see what F sharp sounds like. Again, a key that's kind of dissonant to the D major, which in this case is F sharp major or E flat major. Okay, now I'm going to stick there. I like F sharp. That's a tritone, which is a diminished fifth, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, I've done it wrong. Not F sharp. There we go, G sharp, because that would have been a major, but actually that worked really nicely, a major third. I wanted to go for a tritone. Okay, that's good. I actually quite like the F sharp better, but we'll leave it there. Now you're thinking, okay, yeah, is that all you do? And you go, yeah, you can do that. But now you've got to think of it in terms of the whole piece. I mean, my melody lasts, 30 seconds? So what we're going to do is we're going to take this melody and we're going to chop it up. Because what we want this to feel like is that it's kind of like this broken melody that's not completely intact, and we're just hearing segments of it here and there. Oh, blimey, don't do that. Right, okay, so this is the first step. The second step is to layer in some more drones, and these are just, if you hear them, this is Spitfire's free scary strings, which is just beautiful. I love it. Perfect for this. Nice. Okay, now I've also got this sort of minor descending thing. D with an F, D with an E, then to D. Okay, now the other thing we're going to do is we're going to move our reverb and we're going to take a little pitch shifter. We're going to go, okay, so we're out of tune already. Let's put this 100%. Now let's sharpen it by about 28 cents. Okay, nice. This is sounding pretty cool. I like it. Okay, and I'm also going to add a little echo to it. Just going to give it this like strange trailing feel. Let's have it. We want to dull that colour of it. Nice. Yeah, I quite like this. Now, there's a couple of things you can do now. We've kind of twisted with it a little bit. We can also take all of these, and the thing that I think about it is you could lengthen the melody, or you could then take it so it's not in time. So you're just getting this kind of like weird impression of something, you know, admittedly it's going to be a little bit in time. Brilliant. So again, we're going for this broken feeling. This like idea that actually this music box, this is playing, I should have put it in the music box. This music box that this is playing is actually a bit wonky and odd, you know, because I've titled this track, it's Under the Bed. Not talking about their lost iPhone, but you know, the scary monster that's under their bed. I like that already. Just simple steps here. We're just thinking about making this feel broken. And because would be kind of like this lovely childlike melody, but we're breaking it. It's as if it's played on a toy box or a music box that just isn't quite working. And here, instead of landing on the root note, we could land it off. That's the final note of the melody. So we go, oh, blimey. Really nice. Really like that. And there's lots of things we can do to further this. We could take this and we're going to bounce it in place. Because remember, we're kind of just breaking this. We're trying to make this feel not just like the goodie's turning bad, but the goodie's dolly is bad and it's under the bed and the goodie can't see it. I say goodie, protagonist, I should say. And that the dolly is turning into the antagonist. So let's take the pitch shifter on this one and let's put this into, so it's originally 7 up, 6 up, not the drink, 7 up. So we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 down. And we're going to put that in there. And so we're kind of going in E flat at the same time. We're going to move it a little bit. Let's hear it with it. So we could do that. It works quite nicely, but it's a little bit too close, I think. It's a little bit too like, oh, we're playing a harmony. There we go. One step down. So we're getting this kind of like semitone bouncing thing going on. Right, I'm going to turn all these down because although I have this here, this is like a horror bed, and I don't want it to just to be the focus on the melody. So with beds, you want them to be able to talk over the top, and you want to kind of imply a mood that's not in the face of the listener. You're not really noticing it. So this is kind of like you'd play this with a still of the character kind of looking around the room like, what's going on? The curtains wafting in the room. That type of thing. We're keeping it really, really simple. I think this is actually really, really effective. So if you want to do this, remember it's very, very simple. You take a melody that's in the major key, and you give it some drones underneath and you move it out of that key. You can keep it major. The other thing you could do is you could shift it into a minor melody. For me, it becomes a little bit more of a sad thing, kind of like the Pan's Labyrinth main theme. When you do it like this, it becomes more of a broken horror thing rather than the melody's gone sad, which would, if we were to do that, would sound something like. Again, it just sounds like a lovely sad melody, even with the kind of weird pitch shifting echo thing going on, it just sounds like a sad lullaby. We want it to be freaky, scary, unnerving. And often the most unnerving things are the closest dissonances. So if I was to add to this, I could layer in, I've got this one here. So let's add in over the top of it a E flat and a D sharp and an F sharp over the top. Actually, I don't want the F sharp. Hear that? I mean, even if I took it out of that lovely kind of moving sample and put it into just harmonics, the kind of like the that really close dissonance does so much. Anyway, if you want to go horror, this works for trailers, this works for film scores, this works for TV underscores, this works for so many things. This idea of taking something and making it dissonant and sound broken and off and weird, it feels very unsettling, and that's the mood we're going for when you take a chirpy melody and turn it horror. Thanks, guys.